Have you ever noticed how walking up the stairs maybe feels a little harder than it used to? Or how picking something up from the floor, it just takes a bit more effort? That subtle, slow, creeping loss of strength. It's something, well, a lot of people over 60 experience, and often we just kind of accept it, right? Like it's just an inevitable part of aging.
Yeah, but what if that acceptance wasn't really necessary? I mean, aging is natural, absolutely, but losing your vitality, your strength, maybe it doesn't have to be like that. There's actually a powerful and remarkably simple way to combat muscle loss. Sarcopenia, that's the term, and support your strength, your activity, independence. And it gets it right in your kitchen with some really delightful foods.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. We've gathered some fascinating sources, really, that distill science backed insights into five specific powerful fruits. Our mission for this deep dive: uncover how these everyday items can genuinely help rebuild muscle and keep you strong. And importantly, without complicated routines or, needing a new gym membership. And here's a little hint: the fruit that tops this list, well, it's probably something you already have at home. You might never have guessed its true power, though.
Exactly. And what's really remarkable is how accessible these are. These fruits, they're easy to find, at your local grocery store. And they're generally safe for most people, even if you're managing conditions like, say, diabetes or heart concerns. They offer this natural, really delicious path to better muscle health, and it's backed by solid scientific research. It just shows that nature gives us these incredible tools for aging well.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're starting with something creamy, delicious, and surprisingly potent: the avocado. You've probably heard it's good for your heart, right? Maybe you enjoy it on toast. But what often goes unnoticed is its incredible ability to fight age-related muscle loss.
Right. The real key with avocados, especially for aging muscles, is their unique power against chronic inflammation. Think of inflammation not just as like temporary soreness, but this slow, persistent burn that silently damages tissues over time, including muscle cells. And this damage makes them resistant to repair, resistant to rebuilding. It's actually a key way sarcopenia gets started.
Hmm.
Avocados, because they're packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, they act almost like an internal defense system you can eat. They actively help reduce that inflammatory damage.
Ah, okay. So it's not just about general inflammation, but specifically protecting our actual muscle tissue. Got it.
What else does avocado bring to the table for, muscle function day to day? Well, beyond those crucial fats, avocados are also a fantastic source of potassium. Actually, gram for gram, they have more potassium than bananas, which might surprise some people.
Really? More than bananas?
Yep. And that's important because potassium, along with magnesium and other mineral avocados have plenty of A's, helps your muscles contract properly. It helps prevent those awful cramps, supports steady muscle function, and even helps regulate your heartbeat. So when your muscles work smoothly, you feel more stable, more energetic, less likely to stumble. And then there's vitamin E. It's a powerful antioxidant, protecting muscle cells from oxidative stress. That's basically the daily wear and tear our cells go through.
Wow, it sounds like avocados are real muscle defenders.
Hmm.
And beyond just protecting, are there benefits for like structure or function? Maybe something to do with fiber.
Absolutely. A medium avocado has about 10 grams of fiber. Now, that helps digestion, obviously, but it also helps regulate blood sugar. And stable blood sugar means steadier energy. You avoid those crashes that just kill your motivation to stay active. And thinking bigger picture, there's a study, I think it was in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. It showed older adults who ate more monounsaturated fats, like in avocados, had much better mobility and a lower risk of frailty. Plus, other research links lutein, which is a carotenoid in avocados, with better muscle strength and physical function as people age. So it's not just preservation. It's about improving how your muscles actually work. I actually remember Clara. She's this wonderfully active 72-year-old I know. She used to get these really nagging leg cramps almost every night. Her daughter's a nutritionist, suggested adding half an avocado daily. And Clara told me within just a couple of weeks she was sleeping through the night again. Her morning walks felt easier, not such a chore. It really changed her daily rhythm.
That's a powerful story for such a simple change. And they're so versatile. Mashed on toast, sliced in salads. I blend them into smoothies sometimes with spinach, almond milk. You can have them with eggs or, like our source mentioned, even an avocado chocolate pudding. Sounds interesting. And for people watching their diet, zero cholesterol, almost no sugar, and those good fats keep you full without an energy crash later.
Right, which means you feel satisfied, energized, you're less likely to reach for processed snacks or sugary drinks that can actually harm muscle health over time.
Okay, so we've talked about something smooth, soothing with the avocado. Now let's turn to a fruit that's, well, bold, bright, and ready to chase away stiffness and muscle soreness. You know those mornings when your legs feel kind of sluggish before you even get out of bed. Or maybe your shoulders ache later in the day for no obvious reason. That tired, heavy feeling, it can creep in as we get older and it seems to stick around longer. But nature apparently has tucked a secret into a vibrant red fruit, the tart cherry.
Yes, specifically the tart or sour varieties. You usually find them as juice or sometimes dried. Tart cherries are just packed with these powerful compounds called anthocyanins. They're natural antioxidants. And studies show they significantly reduce inflammation, that same slow-burning fire we talked about. But here, they act almost like a targeted extinguisher for the kind of inflammation that leads to muscle pain, stiffness, and that long-term muscle breakdown and aging. They really help put that fire out.
So it's not just about feeling less sore right now, but helping muscles recover better long term. What about like the body's repair process overall? Does it help there too?
That's what's really remarkable, how much they seem to help muscles recover. There are clinical studies, quite a few actually, with athletes, marathon runners, weightlifters. They drank tart cherry juice before and after intense exercise and experienced less muscle soreness, recovered quicker. Now, if it helps them bounce back, imagine the impact for someone just trying to stay mobile after, say, a long walk or a day in the garden. One study, let's see, Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, I think, found runners who drank the juice for 7 days before a race reported significantly less pain after. And another study, this one from Oregon Health and Science University, found it reduced markers of muscle damage and inflammation even in older adults who weren't doing intense exercise,
Yeah.
which is great news.
So even light activity could feel less taxing. Yeah.
Exactly. Less taxing, more sustainable. And there's another angle too, sleep. Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, the sleep hormone. Lots of seniors struggle with sleep quality, right? Well, a small glass of 100% tart cherry juice in the evening has been shown to improve both how long you sleep and how well you sleep. And better sleep, of course, is prime time for your body to repair everything, including your muscles. My neighbor Paul, he's 68, he once told me every morning felt like trying to walk with cement in his legs. That was his phrase. He started drinking a little tart cherry juice after dinner. Within 2 weeks, he said he was waking up with noticeably less stiffness, more energy during the day. He felt like his body was finally getting proper rest.
Cement in his legs. That's a vivid image. Okay, so practical tips.
Yeah.
We're looking for 100% pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. And our sources mentioned it's low on the glycemic scale, so it's pretty blood sugar friendly. You can also find capsules, right? Or dried tart cherries for oatmeal or yogurt.
Absolutely. Those are good options too. And while it's always smart to check with your doctor, especially if you're on medications, tart cherry is generally very well tolerated. It's a safe, natural tool for reducing soreness and supporting healthy aging.
Great. So, avocado for protection, tart cherry for recovery. Now, let's talk about fueling the engine, maybe, getting things running efficiently. That brings us to the pomegranate. Those beautiful, tiny ruby red seeds. They might be small, but apparently they pack an incredible punch for muscle health, strength, even energy levels, especially as we age.
Oh, definitely. Pomegranates are exceptionally rich in antioxidants, particularly a type called polyphenols, like pinochloride. Sorry, that's a mouthful. But think of oxidative stress, like microscopic rust forming on your body's machinery, especially muscle cells. It makes them less efficient, more prone to fatigue. Pomegranates act like a potent anti-rest treatment. They protect those tiny cellular parts so your muscles can work better, longer, even as the years go by.
You mentioned boosting blood flow earlier, too. Are there other things happening at the cellular level with pomegranate that help with energy and muscle function?
Yes, this is where pomegranate really stands out. It has this unique ability to boost nitric oxide production naturally in your body. Nitric oxide helps relax and expand your blood vessels, so you get significantly better circulation.
Okay.
And better circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients get delivered right to your muscle tissue. This lets your muscles perform better when you're active and heal faster afterward, which is super important for older adults as circulation often weakens a bit with age. There was a study in the Journal of Nutrition that found older adults who had pomegranate extract before activity had better endurance, less fatigue. Other research shows reduced muscle soreness and improved recovery times, even for people not doing really vigorous exercise.
Yeah,
So it helps with daily activities too.
that's fantastic.
And yes, it also supports mitochondrial health. Remember mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your muscle cells. Pomegranate helps them produce energy more efficiently. And that translates directly to more strength, more stamina, just more vitality to enjoy your day. My friend George, he's 74, recently got back into gardening quite seriously. He told me he now drinks a small glass of pomegranate juice before he heads outside.
Yeah.
He says he feels more energized, less sore after, and even sleeps better. He actually chuckled and said, "It's like my muscles are finally happier."
Happier muscles. I love that. Okay, practical tips again. You can eat the seeds, the arils, sprinkle them on yogurt, salads, blend them in smoothies. If you go for juice, our sources say moderation, maybe 4 to 6 ounces a day.
Yeah.
And make sure it's 100% pure, no added sugar.
Exactly. And eating the seeds gives you that fiber boost too, along with the antioxidants. A really balanced, beneficial choice.
All right, the next fruit on our list. This one holds what our sources called an ancient secret, hidden in its, well, wrinkled skin. A secret that might literally help turn back the clock on muscle aging. I'm talking about prunes. Yes, prunes. The dried plums most people just associate with digestion. But don't let that fool you. Inside, they apparently carry some really impressive compounds for keeping muscles firm, strong, and protected from age-related decline.
It's true, they're often overlooked. But for starters, prunes are loaded with antioxidants, things like chlorogenic acid, neochlorogenic acid, rutin. These compounds actively fight the inflammation and oxidative stress that wear down muscle tissue over the years. They protect muscle cells, can reduce joint inflammation, and support faster recovery after activity.
Okay, that's already more than their reputation suggests, but you mentioned turning back the clock. What's happening at a cellular level? Can they actually help build muscle, not just preserve it?
This is where the science gets really exciting, actually. Researchers have found that certain polyphenols in prunes might stimulate muscle growth. They seem to activate a hormone called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor. Now, IGF-1 is key for encouraging the body to build new muscle fibers and maintain the ones you have. There was one promising lab study where prune extracts significantly increased the size of muscle cells and boosted protein synthesis, which is vital for muscle repair and strength.
Wow.
So yeah, prunes don't just potentially slow down muscle loss. They might actually help you build new strength, even after 60.
Get out! A simple snack from the pantry could be actively helping build muscle. That's kind of mind-blowing.
It is pretty amazing. And there's more. Prunes are also one of the best food sources of boron. Boron is a trace mineral, but it uniquely supports both muscle and bone health. It helps your body use calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D more effectively, all crucial for strong muscles and bones, especially for older adults at risk for both sarcopenia and osteoporosis.
Ah, the bone connection, too. That's important.
Very important. And of course, we can't forget their famous high-soluble fiber content. Good for digestion, yes, but also helps regulate blood sugar, manage cholesterol, which all leads to steadier energy levels. My Aunt Helen, she's 76. She's a total skeptic when I suggested adding prunes. She laughed, aren't those just for veggie? But after a month, just eating 5 prunes with her breakfast each day, she called me. Said she felt significantly less achy after her morning walks. Her exact words were, "It's like I've oiled the hinges. My body feels so much smoother."
Oiled the hinges? That's perfect. And they're so easy, right? Just snack on them, chop them into oatmeal, mix into smoothies, blend with nuts for energy bites. Naturally sweet too, but low glycemic index, so usually safe for people managing diabetes in moderation.
Definitely a truly unassuming but quite powerful ally for your daily wellness.
Okay, now we arrive at the top of our list, number 1. And it's one of the most familiar fruits of all. The apple. We've all heard, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But what if that apple could also help keep muscle loss away? Behind that crisp bite, there's apparently a powerful combination of nutrients doing more than just satisfying a sweet tooth. They might actually support muscle strength, endurance, vitality as we age. And get this. There's a surprising scientific discovery, especially in the peel, that could potentially help rebuild muscle even into your 70s and beyond.
Right, the peel is key here. The real game changer in apples for muscle health seems to be a compound found mainly in the skin called ursolic acid. Now, this natural plant compound has been studied quite a bit, and scientists found something remarkable. Ursolic acid seems to stimulate muscle growth and reduce the breakdown of muscle tissue. Think of it like this. Your body has a sort of built-in thermostat for muscle building called myostatin. It usually tells muscles to start growing after a certain point. What's potentially groundbreaking about ursolic acid is that it might help dial down that stop growing signal, essentially unlocking more of your body's capacity to keep building and repairing muscle even later in life. There was an animal study published in Cell Metabolism showed mice given ursolic acid developed more muscle mass and had less muscle wasting. Now, we're not mice, obviously, but the early human research looks really promising.
So it's like flipping an anti-aging switch in the peel. Could you maybe elaborate a bit on how that actually works inside us to rebuild muscle?
Exactly. Ursolic acid seems to increase IGF-1, that same growth factor we mentioned with prunes, which helps muscles grow and repair. And by possibly reducing myostatin, it takes one of the brakes off muscle growth. But apples don't stop there. They're also rich in quercetin. That's another powerful antioxidant. Quercetin supports mitochondrial health, those power plants in your cells, helping them produce energy more efficiently. When your muscle mitochondria are stronger, your muscles function better, they recover faster, and they resist fatigue longer, meaning you can stay active longer without feeling wiped out.
Makes sense.
And we can't forget the fiber, especially pectin, that soluble fiber in apples. Helps regulate blood sugar, supports gut health, reduces inflammation, all things that indirectly help muscle strength. Think about it. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, so your muscles get more of the good stuff they need. I remember chatting with Mr. David. He's 79, still does light yard work every morning. He swears by his daily apple, always with the peel on. Keeps me regular, keeps me moving, and keeps me young, he told me, with this knowing little wink.
Huh. Mr. David knew what he was doing, and that brings up the crucial practical tip for muscle health. From apples, eat the peel. That's where the ursolic acid is concentrated. Maybe go organic if you can. Wash them well, of course. But enjoy them whole, sliced in oatmeal, maybe with some almond butter. It's such a simple habit. And if you're worried about sugar, apples are smart. Despite the sweetness, they have a low glycemic index, especially with the peel's fiber. Won't cause big blood sugar spikes. Plus, they're hydrating, low-cal, super portable.
And looking broader, a study from the University of Iowa found ursolic acid in mice not only helped muscle but also reduced fat accumulation and improved glucose tolerance. Both really important for healthy aging overall. So while more human studies are definitely happening, the message seems pretty clear. Apples are way more than just a snack. They're part of a daily strategy for aging strong.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now? We've just walked through 5 powerful yet really simple, accessible fruits: avocado, tart cherry, pomegranate, prune, and the everyday apple. Each one holds a unique kind of strength, doesn't it? Not just for muscles, but for energy, movement, independence, joy, really. And the best part, these aren't some exotic superfoods you have to hunt down or spend fortune on. They're right there in your grocery store, waiting to become part of your daily life.
Yeah, maybe you felt those subtle changes creeping in. A little more stiffness, perhaps.
Yeah.
A bit less strength in your legs. Maybe hesitating before taking the stairs or lifting something. That's okay. It happens. You're definitely not alone in that feeling. But the point is, you're not powerless against it. Nature has given us these gentle, honestly delicious tools to help us stay strong, not just physically, but in our spirit too. And it doesn't require completely overhauling your life. No new gym membership needed, no complicated plan, just a few quiet, consistent daily habits. Adding these fruits into your meals. That's it.
Yeah, it's not really about trying to reverse time or chase some impossible idea of youth, is it? It's more about honoring the body you have right now, giving it what it needs to thrive. Every apple you bite into, peel and all, every prune with breakfast, maybe that splash of tart cherry juice at night. These are choices, small choices maybe, but they kind of whisper, I'm still building strength, I'm still growing, I'm still here. And you absolutely deserve to feel that way.
So here's a final thought. What if the wisdom of nature, hidden right there in these familiar fruits, offers more than just a way to, lessen the effects of aging? What if it's actually a daily invitation? An invitation to rediscover and build your strength, one delicious bite at a time. What if feeling stronger, more energetic, more independent? What if it's simply a matter of weaving these quiet acts of self-care into your daily rhythm and just allowing your body to surprise you with what it's still capable of?